And we have our next run ready. Thanks to all of your generous donations to upgrade this run. We will now have Astrid the Horror Girl doing Remorse the list any percent instead of Fowlerless percent. Good luck.
Well, thank you very much. Hi, I'm Astrid the Horror Girl. I'm she, her, I'm a trans woman. I play horror games, and I go fast when I do them sometimes. Remorse the List. This is an exciting game. I really love it. It is, timer hasn't started or anything yet, but it is a game that was made by a bunch of inspiration from Cry of Fear, if you know Cry of Fear. Lots of Half-Life 2 mod games, Nightmare House 2, all those sort of things. And it is a game about reflection, about forgiveness, about trauma, about moving on, and it is a horror game, and it is a lot of fun. The reason that we are starting here while I'm moving around and everything is because if you start at the very, very start of the game, which is just a press W and go forward intro, it forgets where all of your buttons are mapped to. So I just start at the save, past the tutorial, and the timer starts when I open this door, which will be in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. First thing we do is we grab this knife, we shove that box out of the way instead of stabbing it because it's faster, and then we run this way. This game is kind of open world as far as there's a huge environment. It doesn't really tell you where to go. You just have to look for a few things, specifically the memories of the player, the character that you are being. You've gone through a lot, and you're sort of coping with the trauma that you've had before. So first thing we do is we grab that leg pouch so we have more inventory space, and we do this little fuse box puzzle. This is just to give us a key. And it's a key that we use here, and we can grab it before the little gate opens and the animation is done, because once you do the puzzle, it's already given the key to you and you can just grab it even though you can't see it yet. We come over here and unlock this, and we do it immediately as opposed to when we're actually going to open that gate, because later when we come back, there's going to be a whole bunch of monsters here, and it takes time to kill all of them. Instead, we could just do it real quick right then and just get it out of the way. I'm trying to keep track of my stamina as I'm going, which is in the bottom left corner. The stamina is, well, you want to make sure that you don't run out, because if you run out, you go slower and you have to catch your breath. You hear the huffing and puffing into the game, and it's like you're slow and it takes so long. Right now, the first thing that we're doing is going over here to go and get the gun. There's ammo in that box always. We let that guy come out and try to jump scare us. He runs over there. We jump over the table so that we don't have to really deal with him. And there's this little fun snake person on the ground there. Just run past them. They're going to get a few hits on us as we go through here, but that's okay. We don't have time to fight them. We're trying to go fast. Alright. Now we come here and we get zip-zapped over into this world, and that will give us time to put our gun into our inventory, into a place where we can actually pull it up, because once you arrive here, it's just a set amount of time that you're here and running around in a little fun purgatory of television sets. We go over here and use the crowbar on that gate. Once again, we can activate it before the animation is done. This is a game about kind of figuring what you need to kill and what you don't need to kill, what ammo you need to spend and what ammo you don't need to spend. Anything that could catch up to you quickly needs to die is kind of the idea. We grab that for another thing later. This little flying dude is gonna apparently get stuck under the stairs. I don't have time to deal with that. We do the puzzle. All the puzzles are always the same, and we love to see it. The timing of reloading is important because you can't do anything until that animation is complete. That includes opening doors, that includes going into your inventory and doing stuff, so you have to do that. I'm doing this puzzle a little bit slowly because this door can soft lock if you go too fast when you do that puzzle, which is kind of amusing. So fun fact, I've been practicing for this marathon like all week, and in the midst of doing it, I actually found a way to beat this game in 4 minutes and 10 seconds. It can probably even be faster than that. So this run is actually a glitchless run. It's the newest category because I've been looking for a giant glitch to get into a certain part of the game that would skip 95% of it, and I finally found it, and that made me very happy. So while it says any percent, more of what it is now we have to deal with Father. Y'all were so wonderful and generous and kind with your donations throughout this run, throughout all of the marathon, throughout everyone's wonderful streams, that you wonderful people are having me do the absolute worst part of the game. And that will be all the way at the end, and you will see why it is so terrible. So now there's going to be a new enemy out here that we're mostly going to avoid. Television friend. There they are. They have a television for a head. Alright. There's going to be a fun friend that comes out of the sewers over here. We're going to try to get quickly. And we did. We have a thing to grab down here, which is one of the 3 papers to get into the next area. I found that there is a way to surpass the lock that these 3 papers kind of do for you. But if you surpass the lock, you have to come back the same way, and you can't unlock it from the other side, so you're just trapped over there. I've been doing a lot of experimenting around with what you can and can't do in this game. I'm the only one currently running it. I hope for that to change. I hope that more people pick up this game because it's such a fun speedrun. But until then, I'm really, really proud of all the discoveries I've made and everything. It's going to be another fun little snake friend that's going to come around the corner. I was hoping they would die quicker so that this guy wouldn't be here. Owie. How rude. We come in here solely to grab the ammunition that's on the ground and then quickly leave because it gives us just enough ammo later to be able to use the shotgun perfectly and use the shotgun for fast enemy kill things. We're just gonna ring around the rosy past the enemy, jump over those bike turnstile, and or bike locking posts, whatever you want to call them. And we'll just proceed with what we were doing. So now we have a television head friend. We're just going to go past them. They tried to attack us earlier, which is good because that means that they're going to be slow behind us. We're going to do as fast of menuing as we can so that we can get this door to open without being attacked by them, because that would be very sad. And head on into the hospital. We go past casually, it is so hard to find that little thing to open. You kind of have to know it's there, and there's no indication that you can interact with it. So casually, that part's a bit cringe, and I hate it. But I've played the game so much, I'm just like, I know that's there. I know that's annoying and big unfortunate. We're going to heal real quick. Health kits do 50. I got a little stuck there. And we pick up part of a brain that we need to open something later. Uh-oh. That's unfortunate. Ideally, you get that person in one shot. And we head on back. Just put the gun back in my inventory because we're going to need the pistol for this next part. There is an enemy that likes to spit at you over here. He's very rude. And we have a door code to unlock, so we need him to not be spitting at us while we are putting in the while we are putting in the door code. Okay, now we're going to head back and take the pieces of brain that we got and unlock things. Upcoming is going to be a boss fight with Agnes. There's two ways that you can fight Agnes. One is to take items that are special to our memories and throw them in a furnace and burn them. Or we could trick Agnes into going into a little spot that stuns her and then shoot her exposed brain when it shoots out of her head. But it's faster to just burn the stuff. The boss fight is actually kind of hard if you do it the other way. And more importantly, it's a lot longer than it should be. Because we're doing that, we get a good excuse to pick up as much ammo as we possibly can. That's her health bar there at the bottom. We aren't worried about that, though. So we got the kids drawing. There's Agnes over there. We're not concerned about that, though. There's the furnace. So she spawns these little things to slow you down. Nice. Throwing up the switch on the furnace is all RNG. It can take up to 10 attempts to do it. We got it in one. So that's pretty awesome. I had bad menuing there. Ow. 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 She has put these in very infortuitous spots. And she came from a very infortuitous angle. Look at this, it's surrounded by them. Normally, this isn't that bad. Please? Thank you. Wow. That was unfortunate. And now we have the photo of Agnes. Earlier we got the race car. Now we have the photo, and we get this lovely scene of where we need to go back to. That green gate back there, that was in the beginning of the game. I've been trying so long to figure out how to get to the other side of that gate without having to do all of this. And I found the way. I found the way past. And I am so proud that I managed to do that. Alright. We're pretty much just going to stick with shotgun as we run past things for a little bit, because shotgun kill things fast. We're going to take a while to run back, so if there's any announcements to make or donations to read, there is a good amount of time to do that.
Well, there aren't any new donations at the moment, but we do have the more hot dogs incentive for the next run Kirby Air Ride. Each $15 of donations is another hot dog, so I'd love to see a lot more than those 5 hot dogs.
I'm excited for those hot dogs. I have a special treat for people who are tuned in right now. There's a dog in this game that you can pet, and I'm going to go pet the dog. It is not ideal for speedrunning the best time, but I wanted to give something special to folks who are here that would really love to see a cute doggo get pet. So I'm going to go do that. But first I have to get rid of these friends who would see my dog petting adventures foiled. Here we go. Everyone, doggo. It won't let me pet doggo. Why? Game, you're so mean. I have to go because it's taking time. There's a doggo there and you can pet it, and I don't know why the game's not letting me pet it, and now I feel like a horrible person. Okay. Now, we just have to go the other way. Remember that door that I unlocked earlier? It is important to pet the doggo, and it wouldn't let me. I feel so bad. Okay. Just gotta get past all these friends. They all really want hugs, and I already, I tried to pet the dog, and it simply wouldn't let me. And now they're upset, maybe. But there's nothing that could be done. I've literally never seen it not be able to let me pet the dog before. It's so sad. Okay. We are going to have a jump scare in this house. For those of you that would like a warning, here it is. Alright. I actually want gun for a hot second. And box friends. There's a reason that I'm not just running past these guys and I'm actually taking the time to kill them. It's because when I come back the other way, there's something I have to do that will require me to be still for quite some time. And when you are still, you can't do anything, and they can just come up and hit you. And I'm just getting rid of that immediately so I don't have to deal with it. This friend needs to die because kind of similar reasons. At some point, we are going to have to be still, and they're too fast. Not like these friends. These friends in the chairs, they're nice and slow, and they take their time. I'm actually pretty chill with them. And then there's our friend over here. This person's pretty fast, so we do unfortunately have to dispose of them because of some standing still we will have to do when we come back the other way. Same thing with these 2 enemies that we're going to have to deal with. 3, actually. Sorry about that. And over here. Because those guys are fast. That's quite unfortunate. Alright, in here, there's that friend. We're just going to run past this guy. You have to be stationary for his attacks to hit you. And we're going too fast to worry about being stationary to be hit. So we're just going to go and get what we need, which are parts of a bomb that we need to set to blow up a wall. Over here, we need to not get too close to this part because that will upset the enemy that's in the other room, who will come over and block our way, forcing us to fight them. So we stop a little bit early there. We come back, and we're through, and all of our stamina is back. Yay. So now we're on our way to Resident Evil-like combine some items. Look, they're having a little meeting because they got stuck on the garbage cans in the light. But they'll be back when I go this way. We're going to Resident Evil combine our bomb parts to go and put it on this brick wall, go through the brick wall, and deal with some enemies on the other side. This game took me a while to figure out how to route, just for figuring out what ammo is worth it, what health kits are worth it, and which ones are not. Survival horror speedrunning often involves how much health you can get away with and how much ammo you can get away with. I'm trying to get them to be stuck there. It worked. Awesome. If you stand at a certain spot, they'll get stuck on the little statue over there and they won't be able to hit you, which is ideal. There's a whole puzzle thing with this where you have to go get parts of the puzzle to figure it out, and then you put it together. But the solution's the same the whole time, so we can just slide that down there and wait for this to happen.
Do we have time for a donation? All right. We have $15 from an anonymous donor who says, "Hot dogs, hot dogs, hot dogs." So that gets us 1 extra hot dog. We can still get up to 14 more extra hot dogs.
Hot dogs are good. I'm happy to hear that. And, by the way, everyone, trans rights. We're going to actually jump past this enemy. I used up a lot more shotgun shots than I wanted to back there, and I need to have a few going into this next area. So right now I'm doing running while reloading. There's a whole method to when you can sprint when using your gun and when you can't sprint when using your gun, and reloading and such. We are gonna just cut it with our ammunition, aren't we? Good. Cool. Perfect. All right. We can still hear the dude spitting from back there because the game kind of expects that you kill spitting friend, and we didn't, so it just keeps playing the sound. We have to do a little bit of inventory management because we need to drop this to pick up that rifle there that we will use for the rest of the game. We do not need the pistol anymore because we have this assault rifle, and we have enough ammo in it to last us the rest of the game. With the health kit, same thing with the ammo. You have to like start healing and then you can start sprinting. Otherwise, it gets a little bit confused of what you're trying to do. It'll lock you in walking, and we want to go fast while we are moving. So that is why we do that. Now that we have the angle grinder, we can head on back to the area where we killed those box friends over in the street. We say hello to our red friend over here who's trying to kill us with the attacks that only hit us if we're stationary. Little does that friend know that we are speedrunning and we don't have time to wait for his attacks to hit us. A little bit about the game's lore. I talked about how it's about reflecting on past trauma, dealing with issues that come from things that happened to us in our past and stuff like that. Specifically, with this character, they went through a, without spoiling too much, pretty severe abandonment. And one of the reasons I think that this game is appropriate to have here for speed stuff for trans lives is because I think that the story is one that far too many trans folks, including myself, have to deal with. And dealing with that trauma is a horror. And I think it's very appropriate that it is a horror game that conveys a message like this game does. We're not seeing a lot of it because I am going very fast, but I do recommend checking out this game if you love horror games and ones that have really cool messages in them. We need to grab those keys and run over to this door. This is the one time you can get hit by that dude's attacks. We grabbed the key that was in that box the whole time. We need to make sure that our health is pretty high going into this section because of this platforming area. This is letting you know not only you can go up, but there is broken glass in there. And that broken glass actually does damage to you when you get into it. And there's a reason for that in the game, why there's so much glass and why it's broken and why it's bloody and broken and stuff like that. A lot of this game, the monster designs, the level designs, from the surreal parts of the level to the very realistic, are all very having to do with the specific background and things that our protagonist is dealing with and coping with. So it's a very well done game in that regard for the world, the storytelling that it has. So we're going to do a long run back now that we have two parts of that key from that area. I got stuck under the bridge. So we do have time for any more donations or any announcements to be made.
There haven't been new donations, but we do need to. Well, it would be really nice to get even more hot dogs. But yeah, but your
more hot dogs.
Donations support Equality Texas. Equality Texas and the Equality Texas Foundation work in tandem to secure full equality for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer Texans through political action, education, community organizing, and collaboration. The Equality Texas Foundation seeks to educate, motivate, and activate all Texans to end discrimination based on sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression.
And it's one of the reasons that I very much I feel blessed and honored that I'm able to participate in this event, because as a trans woman myself and someone with a lot of trans friends and found family and people in the LGBT just in general, I know so many people who have been discriminated against and have a hard time in states that look very unfriendly upon people who are just trying to live their lives. So this is a very important meaning and purpose that this charity is behind. So I'm very happy to be able to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's a truly wonderful cause.
These keyboards can slow you down, so this slalom is important. That I'm not just dodging them to be fun. They do slow you down if they hit you. So that's a fun little thing. This has a really, really cool puzzle. I know the solution, but it's honestly one of my favorite puzzles that I had solving. As a horror gamer, I love puzzles in games, and that's one of my favorites for sure. You can choose the wrong options here and it will kill you, and that would be bad. So we are trying to choose the correct things here. Now we have the last piece that goes in front of the door to the final area of the game, where there is a very rude boss waiting for me that I'm gonna actually have to deal with, because you are also very generous with your donations, which is a good thing. But oh, this boss, I'm thankful that you are making me do it, but also, oh, this boss. This is a little bit of a slightly confusing maze, but God, I've gotten so much better at doing that little maze. You can't turn your flashlight on in there. It's the only place in the game where you cannot turn it on, and it has pitch black moments. And even if you adjust your brightness and gamma, it's just black in there. Quite unfortunate. But it does do the trick of getting you nice and lost. So at this point we are doing the long run back to all the way to the very start of the game, where we pretty much started our run. Again, after I just was trying to practice this run going to get ready for this event, I found a skip that lets me just go straight to the end area and did a run that's 4 minutes and 10 seconds long. So I feel really great about discovering that, but also I was like, okay, this is real exciting, this is awesome, but I was doing this run and the other run kind of like in tandem, back and forth, practicing both, trying to beat my time on either one. And I think that it's such an interesting experience of like, which is why I love having different categories and speed runs, because this is a fun glitchless run, what I'm doing right now. It is a lot of fun, but it's also really fun that you can beat the game in less than 5 minutes. And yeah, it was brought up by my amazing partner that when I first played this game, the final boss fight glitched out on me and I didn't know what to do. And now I really wish I could figure out how to get that glitch to happen again. Because now that I know how to do that fight, just having that boss there, standing there, not doing anything and not attacking me was so wonderful. And if I could recreate that, it would definitely make things a lot better. We're just gonna heal, top ourselves off essentially. And we have one more door. We have this door and then one more to go through before we put down the bloody coat. I forgot you were there, friend. Normally I kill that guy with a shotgun, but I guess that I spared him. Noble. I'm noble, is what I'm trying to say. All the items, by the way, that we picked up, they all have a moral decision to make. With grabbing the race car, I had a chance to look at the slideshow that I just kind of clicked through and didn't watch. And it tells a story about a prince and a king and whether the king should be punished for his crimes. I chose to forgive him. With Agnes, there's the fight of whether to actually fight her or destroy the memories. I destroyed the memories. And then there was the bloody coat. If you're consistent in choosing the other routes, which makes the run longer, then you get the bad ending if you choose the opposite of what I've done. The bad ending is just a little bit longer than the good ending, I've found. So now we've run into our old childhood bedroom, and we have some platforming that, fingers crossed, I don't mess up, but we're actually on really, really good pace, so I'm not super worried about it. The little platforms that you land on crumble beneath you, so you want to go fast, but if you go too fast, you run into some of the obstacles, which don't look like they're in the way, but they kind of bunts you into the abyss, even though they look like they shouldn't be able to do that. This is supposed to be a little labyrinth thing in this vent, but it's just a left turn and then a right turn, and then you are out. These enemies here, they are inhaling. Oh, that's really good luck. It's different ammo pickups when you come through here every time, but they're inhaling and exhaling, and they push you to put you in these fleshy pyres with knives and scissors sticking out of them, and you lose health. You can kill them, but it takes time. They're not super easy to kill, and also some of them will blow you in the right direction. So that's nice. Since we are fighting Father, I'm going to stop to get some supplies there. This is the last thing that we do in the run for Fatherless, and as you know, we are going beyond that. You just gotta turn these wheels and then fight the little blobby friends that come and fight us. They're honestly very adorable, and I regret having to end them, but they want to hurt me, and it must be done. Yep, I thought that was the one that I did. I lost track of which one was the next one, unfortunately. Now I know it's that one, and I try to keep that in my head, but they intentionally do this fight to be a little bit disorienting, so that it's hard to remember what direction you need to go to next. And also, you don't want to get on these too early, or you'll get stuck in them, and it can soft lock the game, so you want to wait till they're fully phased in. And it behooves you to kill these enemies as quick as possible because that is what accelerates going into here. And that is normally where Fatherless Percent ends. Sadly, Fatherless Percent is not what we're doing. And instead, we're going to do this. This is Father. And this is a terrible boss fight. Let me show you why. So we have to spin this wheel. And the wheel, 1/4 of that wheel, allows you to do damage to the boss. It's the green symbol there. You don't know if you're ever going to get it. It's random. You don't know what you're going to end up with. You have to try to keep track of what the boss is doing. Sometimes the boxes don't give you the coins that you need. And it's bad. Ow. That was bad again. So far, pretty bad luck. Okay. That's ammo. We don't know what it's ammo for. Thankfully, it's what we need. Ugh. Why? Please, Father. I just want to shoot you in your big face. Thank you. Alright. By the way, if you do not have this assault rifle for this, this is actual hell. Nothing does the damage of the assault rifle, and it sucks. Whew. Thank you. Please be kill? Be kill? It is not kill. One more, though, for sure. So, this is not terrible luck. I've had a lot worse. Ow. That was unfortunate. Just wasn't paying attention. Ow. I kind of... Do I have health? Yeah. Okay. Please? Yes. Awesome. That fight can be 15 minutes long. It could be 3 minutes long. But it can also be 15 minutes long. The longest I've had it ever is 17 minutes long. So, yeah. Ugh. So we're grabbing a disc here. Time is coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's basically time. Thank you, everyone, for being here, hanging out, doing the stream, doing the thing with me. I appreciate it. The reason I'm not doing play disc, the play disc click into the game, but it tells the whole ending. It does the whole final thing, and it kind of tells you the entire plot and summarizes it. And since this game just came out, if there's anyone out there who is interested in playing it, it's such a fun game, and it's such a fun speed run. Doing it, whether it is glitchless like I just did, or doing the any percents where you can fly into the air like a mile into the stratosphere and stuff. It's so much fun. Couple shout outs that I'd like to make is to my wonderful community. thank you so much for supporting me and being there for when I'm speedrunning or just casually playing horror games. Shout outs to particularly Dara, love you so much. Puzzle, you're my everything, and I adore you with all of my heart. And to Wizrad, you have saved my life literally. When I came out, I was facing homelessness, and some people in my community took me in and saved me from that. So shout outs to my sister as well for taking care of me when I almost had nowhere to go. And I'd like to just shout out to the people who did this event, Varen and all the hosts, Clay, everything, for putting this on. Y'all are wonderful. And my amazing host. You're wonderful, by the way, host. You're fantastic.
Thanks.
And that's all I have to say, but thank you. I will see y'all later. Farewell. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
That was a very nice and interesting run. And during that, we got a $15 anonymous donation with no comment. But that still counts as another hot dog. So that brings us up to 7. But we can do a lot better than that. But that this is for what the next run, which is the last one for today, is going to be. That's still being set up, but yeah, we'll have that going soon. But if you want to donate and increase the number of hot dogs, you can find that link by typing !donate in chat and following the Tiltify link. Speed Stuff for Trans Lives 2 is raising money in support of the Equality Texas Foundation. You can apply your donations to various bid wars and incentives, although other than the hot dogs, those will mainly be on the next few couple days. But even if you can't donate, we do appreciate you being here and supporting us by watching the show. But the donations to that hot dog incentive, we've gotten 2 of the extra hot dogs. There are 13 more we could possibly get. I'd love to see us get quite a few more of them. I know we can do at least some more. But I can't wait to see what we do end up doing for this. But 1 extra dog per $15 towards that incentive. Coming up in a little bit, we do have Kirby Air Ride some number of hot dogs. That number currently being 7, but your donations could increase that number. 1 extra hot dog for every $15. And this event is being put on by Speed Stuff for Charity. Speed Stuff for Charity is a speedrun marathon team dedicated to annually raising money for charities. We've raised over $15,000 in our 8 years doing marathons, and we plan to continue for as long as there's interest. We've previously benefited St. Jude's, Doctors Without Borders, and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. But this event, Speed Stuff for Trans Lives 2, is supporting Equality Texas. Equality Texas and the Equality Texas Foundation work in tandem to secure full lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer Texans through political action, education, community organizing, and collaboration. The Equality Texas Foundation seeks to educate, motivate, and activate all Texans to end discrimination based on sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression. We still have the hot dog incentive going for